Coming up on This Week in Radio Tech, we're live in Calgary, Canada, in the province of Alberta. I think I've got that name right. Calgary, it's a beautiful city. Oh my gosh, I didn't know it was so big. I mean, it's a huge city. We're at a big convention center that's owned by TELUS, T-E-L-U-S, which is one of the telecom providers here in Canada. So we're going to have a few minutes from an SBE meeting where Jeff Welton will be describing the benefits of being an SBE member. By the way, it's a virtual chapter. Chapter 100, brand new chapter for Canada. Plus, we'll have interviews here on the show floor with a couple of engineers and some industry reps. It's all coming up next on TWiRT.
This Week in Radio Tech is brought to you by Broadcasters General Store with outstanding service, savings, and support. Online at bgs.cc. By Broadcast Bionics with the Bionic Studio, including talk show control, social media, and visual radio. Broadcast Bionics brings exceptional audience engagement to radio and TV. By AIR, featuring Playout One radio automation software, comprehensive streaming solutions, website content management, and social media tools for maximum listener engagement. On the web at AIIR.com. By Angry Audio. Audio problems disappear when you get angry at angryaudio.com. And by Max Connect Wireless, prioritized high-speed internet service designed for transmitter sites and remote broadcasts.
Hey, everybody on the network. We're just about to start This Week in Radio Tech. We are live in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. And my first trip here, what a beautiful city it is, and what an amazing convention that the Western Association of Broadcast Engineers has put together. It's the WABI convention. They do this every year. They change around the different cities, and this year it is in Calgary, which is just a great place for everyone to come to and assemble. We've got a fantastic convention center here called the TELUS, T-E-L-U-S, not my employer, a different communications company, and they handle telephony for all of Canada. So let's get right to it. We're going to do a little two-parter show today on This Week in Radio Tech. Part one, the first 10, 15 minutes or so, we're actually going to do an SBE meeting with a new chapter, a new SBE chapter here in Calgary. It's chapter 100. And I'm going to quit talking here and let our host, our master of ceremonies, Jeff Welton from Nautel, begin the talking and describing about SBE. And we're going to just jump right into Jeff. So Jeff, I'm going to step out of the camera here and let you take it away, sir. Go right ahead.
This will be short and sweet. There's only a few people here. If I can get the remote Zoom started, because I've got more buttons than brain cells, then we'll get rolling on that. But the real goal here, any SBE members, I know everybody it is. Marco, yeah or no?
I'm not actually an official member.
We're going to fix it.
Just involved.
So the funny thing of the Canadian chapter is 100% virtual, because we cover over 10,000 kilometers, 6,300 miles from Newfoundland all the way to Victoria, BC. So this is our first time meeting in person. And I had to remember half an hour ago that we have to print a sign-in sheet. So anybody can sign in, everybody can sign in. I have pens. Kirk's probably got 3 of them.
I don't, actually, but if you've got pens, we'll make it happen. Now, are these Nautel pens?
Actually, it's a Max Connect pen.
Max Connect pen. All right.
I got pins from the booth.
All
There we
right.
go.
I will fill in.
So we do have the sign-in sheet. What we're going to be talking about today real quick, and I want to try and get my Zoom meeting signed in real fast before I get too far ahead of myself. But we want to talk a little bit about some of the stuff that SBE can do. And this is kind of important, because even for anybody who's not a current SBE member, like as one example, SBE offers certifications. Okay, according to our salary survey, the average engineer with an SBE certification makes roughly 15% more on income than a non-certified engineer. Now, that doesn't, and again, like I said earlier, you technically don't need to be an SBE member to be certified. So that's really kind of cool when you get down to it. Of course, Zoom changed everything on me, so I'm doing this on the fly while I leave the slide deck up there so I don't look as foolish, which I'm really good at.
If anybody in the crowd here knows anybody who would like to be in this meeting or should be in this meeting, feel free to go grab them and drag them in here. So the room doesn't so empty.
Oh, that's fine. That's why the cameras are all pointing at me instead of at y'all. But so let's hit the highlights on it real fast, and we'll see if this is going to do its thing. Oh, it did. So I did put, oh, look at that. Bill came. It's all good. But I did put the highlights of what the SBE is. For what it's worth, the SBE is based out of Indianapolis. However, we do have chapters worldwide. There are chapters here in Canada, of course. There are chapters in Georgia, the Republic of, not the state of. And I was talking with somebody earlier today about wanting to start a chapter in Australia. I will 100% volunteer to go present at that chapter. But as I said, this is our first in-person meeting, so it's really cool to be at Lobby. We're hoping to do another one at CCBE next month. Adam Robinson is the guy that pushed me into doing this in-person stuff. Because normally we just do this remotely and call it good. Let's see, host a meeting, that's at the button.
Payback, dragging me into all that is.
So the funny thing about the SBE, if you have an idea for anything, somebody from the executive committee will invite you to a committee meeting to discuss that anything. And when you go to discuss that anything, you will start getting the invites for that meeting or for that committee. And the next thing you know, you're a member of that committee and you have no idea how you got there. And that's how I've been on the education committee for 4 years now. It just kind of evolves and happens. So 4,000 members worldwide, roughly. I think it's down a couple this year. It varies a little bit here and there. As I said in my earlier session, we're seeing a lot of cases where engineers are aging out of the industry. So of course, I can't click too many buttons and have things actually work the way I want there. So it's pushing 61 years old now, which is kind of cool. For what it's worth, the certification committee is 50 years of certification this year. So I'm going to high speed through that a little bit, but I did put, there are links on every page I can provide it. If you go to sbe.org, the website is fairly easy to search through, but the certification just gives you an educational standard, I guess, if you will. Like I know here in Canada, especially, the Southern Alberta Institute of Technology had one of the best broadcast engineering programs ever. And I say that in the past tense on purpose because they killed it 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Okay. 21 was the last graduate course, so 4 years ago. Then I was talking to one of their instructors. Gary was here today earlier, so that was really cool. The challenge is there's not a lot of education for broadcast engineering. In the US, Wake Technical College just started a broadcast engineer program. It'll start this fall for the first time. Bates Technical College in Oregon has one. And there is one other, University of Indianapolis has broadcast engineering as part of their actual broadcast curriculum.
University of Wisconsin, Oshkosh just started.
Just started one as well, correct. And this year is their first year. So there are a few coming, but they're not nearly as many as they used to be.
Hey, everybody who's online, anybody, we're having troubles getting Jeff's computer connected. So I'm just going to put you over here. So far, I just see Dave.
You see Dave.
So,
okay, so Dave Backner is on remotely. Dave's our secretary. He is based out of Ontario near Toronto. So that's kind of cool. That this way, at least it'll show up for the recording. And Dave, I'll send you a copy of the PowerPoint later. But that's the kind of thing that we're doing here, just setting a standard for education. Some of it has evolved over the years. If you do a certification course, for example, CBRE, you may be going through some of the questions going, wow, nobody's used digital tape in a lot of years. I exaggerate, they did go through and update most of it, and a lot of I think all the digital tape references are gone. But this technology is evolving fast, and it's hard to keep up. You know, I mean, who would have thought 20 years ago that every transmitter out there would have an IP address, you know, or audio processor? You know, what's, I mean, I can access an Omnia processor and have full control remotely. It's a really cool thing, but it's really confusing. So having some basis education is really critical, and it's something that we've worked on a lot. There are certification levels going all the way from operator level, which is just a guy off the street can learn how to do this, all the way up to professional broadcast engineer. Now, here's the caveat. Canada, you can't call yourself a professional broadcast engineer unless you have a PE. Okay, in the US, except for Oregon, Massachusetts, and one other state I can't remember, you can, because it's based more on what you do than what your actual education is. So that's an important thing to be aware of. But you can still have the certification at that level.
Yeah,
You
the two most common ones for people, at our level in the industry are going to be the certified radio engineer and the certified television engineer.
Right. Like my certification is CBRE, the Certified Broadcast Radio Engineer. I don't speak that radio with picture stuff. I hear it's going to catch on. But there are television standards. Over and above the certifications, there are specialist certifications, AM directionals. Hey, the cool stuff. Oh, and again, ATSC3, that TV stuff, but also cool. So you can do a lot of directional stuffs under a host certification. Now, here's the thing, and I mentioned this earlier, you don't need to be an SBE member to do certification. Okay, you can reach out to SBE National and say, I want to take a certification for this. What chapter do I contact? Well, for us, up here, it'd be chapter 100. We don't have a certification chair, so that request will come to me. And I'll dump it on Adam because he's going to be our certification chair. He just doesn't know it yet. And we'll set up a proctor for your exam because, again, we're all remote, so we're not next door. A lot of times your proctor could be a university professor. It could be a librarian. Most librarians will proctor an exam for free. So you put them in touch with SBE National. SBE National sends them the exam. You come in at the assigned time, sit down, they hand you the exam, you write it, you hand it back to them, they send it in for grading, and you find out whether you passed or failed. You will never, ever know what you made, what your score was out of 100. 70% is a passing grade. That's all you need to know is, yeah, I did it, no, I didn't. And the question pool for the exams, there are multiple questions. Typically everything below, let's go back a step. I did it again, didn't I? No, I didn't. Sorry. So everything below the CPBE and the senior exam levels, everything below that or above it on this page is a multiple choice exam. Okay, you get a bunch of multiple choice questions, you got to make 70%. Easy breezy. It's all open book except for the very two entry level and the essay portion of the senior exams. Everything else is open book. You will not have time, if you don't know anything at all, walking in off the street to answer all 50 questions of the CBRE test if you have to look up every single one. So you need to have at least a little knowledge. Or you work your way up through it, starting at the bottom, which is, I wrote my first certification exam after I had been doing this for 20 years. So I started in the middle because why make it easy on myself? So that's the kind of thing that SBE can offer. The cool thing about the certification exams is when you start studying for them, you will learn things that you didn't know already. So in a way, just studying for the exam is a huge benefit. Let me click that out of here.
Jeff, I wonder if I could just close out our friends on the TWiRT show.
Absolutely.
For this portion.
Thank you very much, Bert.
Thank you. I want to give everybody on TWiRT a look at something we don't normally get to look at, and that is an SBE meeting and Jeff's really fine explanation of what SBE is about and how these certifications are beneficial.
Before you quit, one thing I do want to clear up about WABI is an acronym for Western Association of Broadcast Engineers. This is 100% an engineering conference.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So it's worth mentioning.
Yeah.
Okay,
You can't swing a cat without hitting several engineers.
We don't recommend
So
That's no longer PC, is it? All right.
my wife would beat you just for thinking that.
Hey, those who are watching on TWiRT, thanks for watching. Don't go away. We got a quick commercial announcement. We'll be right back from the expo show floor. See you in a minute.
Hey, it's Kirk
Jeff.
Harnack, and I'm
Thank
here
you.
with
We're gonna
Ricky
send you on.
Lee, the CEO of AIR. Ricky, you guys make a fantastic automation system, but streaming is a really big deal. Tell me about streaming with AIR.
It really is. We've got a beautiful streaming platform with an incredible dashboard with fantastic analytics. And you can buy it for just $20 a month. All you can eat. No limits on bandwidth or bit rates. And you can also record shows as well. So if you like to deliver on-demand content for $20 a month, you can stream and deliver that on-demand content to an RSS feed that can feed your radio player, your mobile apps, or a podcast that people can download and enjoy.
Now, $20 a month, that must be for just some slow MP3, right?
No, MP3, AAC, and we also now support HLS, which is big in the industry right now.
Wow, that's pretty amazing. How do I start to explore or find out more about streaming through AIR?
You go to air.com, AIIR.com/streaming. And from there, with a credit card, you can sign up and get started.
We're back, and we have our first guest. Let me, and while that guest is arriving, I'll go ahead and mention again, we're at the Western Association of Broadcast Engineers, their convention for 2025 here in Calgary, Canada. So we've moved from the SPE meeting room here to the expo room, and we're going to bring you several guests during the next 40 minutes or so, people who are here as engineers, a couple who are here as vendors. And let's see. Hey, Martine. Ready? Okay. Martine is my wrangler today, and I'm not sure who he's bringing, so we'll find out together. Hey, hi, Cameron.
Howdy.
Good to see you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, you're a tall dude.
You know,
Cameron Thompson.
Cameron Thompson.
And we're here live on This Week in Radio Tech.
Cool.
Wonderful show. We've done 700 and, I don't know, almost 70 episodes.
I've watched one or two of them at least.
Well, good. Well, then you're, if you'd watch 1% of them, that would be great.
Not that much viewership, but yeah, I try to tune in when I can.
That'd be about 7 episodes now.
Yeah.
Well, tell me what about your involvement with Wabi. This, I got to tell you, anybody who would walk into Wabi as an engineer or an industry insider would say, wow, this is quite an assemblage of technical engineers.
It's really grown to be a fantastic show over the last couple of years here. This year in particular, this is our largest show that we have had in well over a decade in terms of just attendance as well as exhibitor attendance. So everybody that comes down here, we're more than just broadcast radio, we're broadcast television, reaching into cinema, podcasting, basically anything that's media, entertainment, technology related.
Okay, Calgary. I had no idea Calgary was such a big city, such a beautiful city. How'd you guys land on Calgary for this year's convention?
We rotate to different cities every year.
Okay.
Or at least we try to. Pandemics tend to squash that a little bit. But yeah, so we're in Calgary this year. Last year we were in Edmonton. Year before that we were in Vancouver.
Yep.
We're having meetings internally right now to see where we're going to land next year.
Okay.
And we float around. We believe that it's important to have impact locally and regionally with local techs and local broadcasters that are in the area that wouldn't normally be able to travel out to a show like the NAB or anything that's hosted out east in like Toronto and Eastern Canada.
You know, the distances here in Western Canada are kind of like the distances in western part of the U.S., right? So I've met a couple engineers here. So, oh, did you have to travel far to get here? Oh, no, it's a quick drive, just 8 hours.
And we have had people that have driven all the way out from the east. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. A buddy of mine, Neil, he works out of a Toronto shop. Last year, he drove across the country to come to Wabi in Edmonton.
Wow.
And so he made it part of his vacation, right? But that's the kind of draw that we have, right? It's the people want to come to the show. They want to check out and see what's new. And by damn, they're going to get there.
You've got a number of papers, presentations that have been given here. Were you part of the committee to select who's speaking and what their topics?
I was not on the selection committee this year. More of an overseer position, sitting as vice president, moving into president next year. We have a group of papers chairs.
Yeah.
So every year we collect a group of volunteers. We try to make sure that they are, again, local to that region so that they can come and volunteer for the show, get involved, network, meet people like yourself, and have meaningful conversations. And being a papers chair, being one of them, you have to reach out and talk to people that you wouldn't necessarily have talked to ever before and forge new relationships.
You're going around documenting quite a bit with this camera setup. That's
Lots
nice.
of pictures, yeah.
So, in meeting with people on the show floor or in the presentations, what's a topic or two that seems to be hot on people's minds this year?
Well, the panel earlier was a really good one. In Canada, we're dealing with a lot of regulatory issues within broadcast. It's a hot topic right now at the hills over the CRTC, and how the regulations that are within Canada are kind of have a little bit of a chokehold on the industry, and everybody wants they want it to be freed up a little bit. Canada is a unique broadcast landscape. We don't have a lot of really dense populations like there are down in the U.S.
Right.
And so those pockets are very spread out. And we feel as broadcasters that there isn't necessarily enough opportunity for companies to expand their businesses in these markets and to grow where they should be. The panelists touched on it really well. There was Kirk Nesbitt from the CAB, and some others that are escaping my mind right now. So that one was really good. There was a paper that was supposed to happen today that didn't happen. Lee Whitcomb was supposed to present on PTP clocking.
Oh, yeah.
He wasn't able to make it, and I missed the papers this morning. But you're presenting tomorrow.
Tomorrow, along with Grant Biebrick from PTS.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm going to try to come down and see what you guys have to say.
Cameron, it's been delightful talking with you. Anything else you want to tell our TWiRT audience about Wabi? Wabi's not quite open to everybody. You need to be a Western Canadian engineer.
No, Wabi is open to everybody.
Really? Okay.
Everybody,
okay.
Yeah. So Wabi is rooted in. It started as the Western Association of Broadcast Engineers. We're more than that. We call ourselves Wabi. We are the Association for Media and Entertainment Technologists. If you work in the media and entertainment technology industry, this is the home for you. Whether you're from Eastern Canada, Western Canada, hell, if you want to come up from the U.S. or out of country, which we've had a few visitors that have done that, we welcome you, and we have lots to offer.
So, now you haven't decided where next year's is
No,
yet?
Not yet. Yeah, it's a
Okay.
secret.
What you mean and it's a secret, or you haven't decided?
We have ideas.
There's a-
We have ideas.
I'm sure. Someplace with an airport and a hotel.
At the very minimum,
And food.
Yeah. We're not going to go to an island, no boats.
So, probably most of the audience for TWiRT is U.S. based. All I knew about Calgary, and I don't know much more right now, but all I knew was that the Olympics had been here some years ago, right?
1988.
Was it that long ago?
Yeah.
Oh my! I am so old. Oh my gosh. So, what's a tidbit or two that people should know about Calgary?
The city is beautiful.
Yeah.
The beer is fantastic.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
And the food's pretty all right. But the view to the mountains and the corridor, my God, you got to come out and experience it.
Speaking of view, I got to tell you, I'm staying down the street at a less costly hotel, and this morning, last night, I didn't close the curtain. Just the shears were closed, right? Just the shears.
Yeah.
And so this morning, I saw a figure of a human go by my window. I'm on the third floor. A figure of a human walked by my window. I thought, what was that? And so I got up. I'm in my skivvies, okay? I mean, I got underwear on, and I walk over and I realize, oh, there's an outdoor pool on the third floor.
Oh, wild.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I thought, I'm going to close the curtain.
Yeah, or open it.
Or open it. It's a little chilly for swimming, isn't it?
Right. I'm hoping it's heated. You should go take a dip later.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's Calgary. We're 4,000 feet above sea level. Like,
Yeah.
my God, it's October. It's not swimming weather.
No. But you think it's heated, right?
I would hope so.
I would hope so. Okay. All right. Good. All right. Hey, Cameron, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate you being here.
Thank you, sir.
Take care.
Sure.
It's This Week in Radio Tech. I'm Kirk Harnack. And tell you what, we're going to continue in just a minute.
As broadcast engineers, we spend a lot of our time connecting things together, but sometimes it's just as important to be able to disconnect something. What am I talking about? This is the Angry Audio Disconnector. The disconnector. So here you have something that you just put in series with your headphones, with your Talents headphones. Now, this is available in the 1/4-inch tip ring sleeve size, as you see here. Also available in the 3.5 millimeter size. And you can even mix and match inputs and outputs. The point is, this is what's in the middle. This is the disconnector. So you have a talent that forgets to take their headphones off. They get up, they start to walk away, and boop, look at that. No more damage to the connectors that you normally use. No more damage to the headphone jack on the audio console or under the furniture. Oh, look, it just went back together, and I wouldn't even try. It's magnetic. It's the disconnector, or the headphone disconnector from Angry Audio. Disconnector. No more broken connectors. Check it out on the web at angryaudio.com.
Hey, welcome back to This Week in Radio Tech. Big thanks to Angry Audio for sponsoring our show. Really appreciate Mike Dosh and the very clever people who work there at Angry Audio. They make great stuff to build a radio station with. Now, speaking of building radio stations, I've got an engineer here who's done that a time or two and takes care of a few others. Michael Peterson, hi.
Hi.
Good to see you.
Great to see you.
So you were telling me about the company that you're working with, Stingray.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
Well, we have over 100 stations across Canada.
Oh, my God.
And, of course, Stingray is a global company. So,
Okay.
in streaming and audio streaming. And it's been about 20 years for me. I started out in TV. And got into engineering about 12 years ago.
Okay, so before that, what were you, in front of the camera, behind the camera?
I was behind the scenes in TV operations.
Okay.
So running master control for 2 TV stations in Lloydminster.
Okay, so you know how things are supposed to execute, and a lot of those rules apply to radio as well.
Yeah.
So when you got into engineering, I'm really curious. How did you begin to build your knowledge set and your skills in actually getting hands-on with building and repairing equipment, making things work right?
Yeah, I had a great mentor that was chief engineer in Lloydminster at the time, and Ray Green's his name. And also I found some podcasts that really helped. One of them is your podcast. And it helped a lot. You and Chris Tobin, it was great.
Yep.
I learned a lot from you two, and I still watch as much as I can, and it's been good. It's been a great source of information for me.
Yeah, and just between us girls, be sure you order stuff from my sponsors.
Oh, for sure.
Now, the 100 stations that you oversee, are you the overall director of engineering?
No, actually, I just have a territory, Northeast Alberta.
Okay.
So, I got 7 stations in 6 markets.
So you take care of studios and transmitters?
We have one studio. We've kind of centralized a bit the last few years, financial, right? But it's one studio in Lloydminster. We just built our new studio a couple of weeks ago.
Wow!
Put in a new Altus console.
Oh, really? Like with a touchscring?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's cool.
27-inch touchscreen.
I've got a couple of those at my station.
Yeah, they work good.
Yeah. Which I'm curious, do you know which brand or model of touchscreen you selected?
Not offhand.
There's a 24-inch Dell, and I have never tried anything bigger than that, but I've seen some bigger touchscreens.
Yeah. We went with a 27, just a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
We're only running 8 faders, so but it's a nice size.
That's all you need these days. So do you run the same programming on all the transmitters or different?
No, we have 3 different brands we run in our area. It covers all the major genres. So
if you're using Altus, you've become comfortable with using audio over IP.
Yeah, we've been using Livewire since 2005. So.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
It came out in 2004, practically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we were pretty early adopters, and it's simplified the wiring, of course. Like, yeah, you can. It's a lot faster to deploy something than in the old days. You grab the soldering iron and spend a while breathing in some nice lead mist. And
When you something that some countries are struggling with, getting engineers up to speed on networking, and that would include audio over IP. If you have a new engineer or somebody new to audio over IP, what are some of the things you try to help them learn first? What concepts do you help them grasp first?
Well, we the last engineer we hired, he had a IT background.
Okay.
The engineering schools in our area have kind of faded away, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So we found a guy with an IT background and found it easier to teach him about radio, especially with technologies like Livewire. Like, it's easier to grasp for somebody that's new.
Sure. If he already knows about networking, then it's not a big lift to figure out about multicast audio or multicast video and things like SIP telephony. That's that's been challenging for some people to try to get their brain around. Not having a POTS line, but your call comes in on packets, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And then even if you are good at IT and you get the networking part of Livewire or WheatNet or Dante, anything else, you still have that last mile, maybe last 2 feet of analog or AES EBU digital a lot of times. And so they've got to understand a little bit about good quality, balanced connections, that kind of thing.
Yeah, true. And but that's it's easier to learn that part of it than going right from the microphone all the way to the top of the tower, I guess.
Yeah, or learning about routers and Ethernet switches and priorities for packets and all that kind of jazz.
Yeah.
Well, are you seeing anything here at the show that's particularly interesting to you?
Oh, it's always interesting here. Yeah, I find myself looking at everything, even the stuff that we probably would never need, but it's just really interesting to see the technologies that are coming.
Well, a few minutes ago you mentioned my previous co-host, Chris Tobin.
Yeah.
And this is something that Chris made sure he did. And I think it's a worthwhile lesson for everybody. He would go look at television-oriented stuff, even though he wasn't in television. He had a little bit of tangential interaction with TV engineers, but sometimes he would find a technology in television or a technique or a piece of equipment or a system that hey, I can use that in radio.
Yeah.
And some of it was STL gear. He found ways to use some television digital STL to help some of his radio broadcasts.
Yeah, there's a lot of overlap, especially now. A lot of radio stations doing video, of course.
Oh, yeah, there's that too, yeah.
And we haven't delved into that yet, but I'm sure it's coming at some point.
Michael, I appreciate your time very, very much. Thank you for stopping by, sir. Appreciate you very much. All right. Take care. I'm Kirk Harnack. We are broadcasting live from Wabi, and we'll be right back after this. Hey, our show is brought to you in part by Broadcast Bionics and the Virtual Rack. And Virtual Rack is one of the several ways to implement the kind of technology that Chris and Clay and myself are talking about as we move through today's show. You can put your entire air chain, if you want, in one place, and that is in a special server. Actually, the server is pretty ordinary. It's the software that goes on it. In fact, if your radio station is in some far-flung country, then the folks at Broadcast Bionics will encourage you to get your own server, and they will install their software on it. What is their software? Well, these containerized programs are actually a little bit complicated to install and to manage, and to make sure all the right logical hookups are done inside the server. You've got you have LANs inside that are virtual that have to be right, and you got to get your IP addressing correct and your subnets exactly right. Well, one way to do that is to buy Virtual Rack from Broadcast Bionics. And when you do that, you get a box, you turn it on, you browse into it, and you see that stuff on the screen right there? You get like an app store of different apps that you can install. You click on the manufacturer, whether it's Ferncast, Sound4, Telos, or 2WCOM. And from there, you pick the app that you want. Oh, I want 2 audio processors, and I want 2 mixers, and I want some codecs from 2WCOM, or I want some mic processing from Sound4. There's lots of things that you can choose from. You click a button to install. Within a minute or two, the software is installed. You give it IP addresses, a couple of parameters, and you're ready to go. Well, you're ready to go, except you're going to need to pay for the software that you put in, but it gets installed, with no trouble. Then you can license it from the respective manufacturers. And what this does is it gives you a beautiful management console for the stuff in your broadcast facility, in your virtual rack. And you can get 2 virtual racks, one to back up the other as a hot swap backup. They check each other, every couple of seconds or so. And it makes for a very professional operation. And guess what? You don't have to be an IT expert or a Linux expert to make this work. There's demos. You can see them videos there. You can click on. This is their website from Broadcast Bionics. You go to bionics.co.uk and look for Virtual Rack. We have a link in the show notes, and you can click and watch these videos from Dan McQuillan showing off Virtual Rack. This is an absolute wonder. We showed this to the engineers at Telos Alliance who have come up with this containerized software, and they said, wow, that's pretty cool. So check it out from Broadcast Bionics and the mind of Dan McQuillan and his development staff there at Broadcast Bionics. Thanks, Dan. Thanks, Broadcast Bionics, for sponsoring This Week in Radio Tech. Remember, the links are in the show notes for today's show, or just go to bionics.co.uk. We're back live at Wabi in Calgary, Canada, and I've got a gentleman here who's traveled a ways to get here. It's Phil Bignell. Hi, Phil.
Hi there. You all right? How's it going, Kirk?
I'm good. Good to see you.
Excellent. I'm kind of just over the jet lag now.
So how far did you travel to get here?
So, flew from the UK to Ireland to Vancouver, hired a car, Vancouver Island, over the Rockies, came here.
Oh my gosh.
And then driving back to Vancouver again. Just because I can.
You wanted the adventure.
Last time I did Wabi Show, literally I saw Calgary Airport, a hotel, the venue, and the airport again. And I thought, I can't do that again. So I've got to see a bit of the wild.
Just last week, we had your boss as our guest.
You did.
Did you watch the show?
I haven't done yet, but I'm going. I was.
You were driving over the Rockies. That's right. Yeah. You were lacking coverage in the Rockies, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So give us a little hint. What's hot in the world of technology that Broadcast Bionics is showing or developing? Maybe you can't let me in any secrets that are going on, but
I dare say Dan told you all about it last week, didn't he?
Well, he did talk about all the Dan GPT,
Yeah. So a lot of that augmented intelligence stuff that was, to help you not take over the creative process, but to kind of assist you in that process. And doing the stuff that takes the time that you wouldn't go through 1,000 text messages that come in. It'll go through, it'll find the highlights, it will find the most popular opinions within that messaging. Nobody's going to sit there and go through every single voice note. We can transcribe that and summarize them all and then bring out the highlights. So all the things that help you while you're on air in the studio that didn't get done before. It's not about replacing people, it's about helping people.
With you're talking about this, Dan's talking about this. Is everybody in the company focused on this area?
We're obviously supporting our products from around the world as well. But we have an innovation department headed up by Dan that are doing all these things. Some young minds, younger than mine, who are really tuned into this stuff. And, we've got a lot of experience as well within the company, which really helps bring those two things together.
Good deal. Hey, one other quick thing I want to mention, and that is I'm involved with Telos, and we sell a lot of phone systems, and we always recommend your phone screening software called X Screen to go along with it. That product has been just amazing. I mean, people love it. It's so easy to use.
Exactly, it's a solid product next to another solid product, the VX, and the Telos phone system. So yeah, very popular choice, and gives people that added capability they might not have had before as part of their studio.
Even though it's a few years old, every time I use X Screen or install it with somebody else, I'm reminded of the thought that you guys at Bionics put into the usability of your products. That just they seem designed for what we in radio do. Of course they are, but you do a good job of matching what needs to be developed and what the user needs to do with what you actually put into it.
And that's the history of Bionics, where there's a lot of radio experience. I was on air for years. I've programmed radio stations. I've engineered radio stations. So, we've got a very strong user background as well as being, great minds that can write good computer code. So, it's a good combination, good company.
Phil, thank you for your time, for being with us. I appreciate you very much.
And I'll see you in another time zone.
Well, safe travels back home over the Rockies.
Absolutely.
The Canadian Rockies, right? Yeah. I've never been there. All right, man. Thanks a lot.
Cheers.
Take care, Phil. All right. It's This Week in Radio Tech. We're live in Calgary with Wabi, and we have another guest here. He's been standing by. How you doing, Randy?
Good. How are you?
Hi. It's good to meet you.
It's nice to meet you.
Where are you from exactly?
I'm from Calgary here, but I broadcast at our local Rogers station here.
Do you do engineering there?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Wow. So what? This is convenient for you, for the Wabi to be here.
Oh yeah, and every year it comes through. I'm always down here on the floor and checking out all the.
I'm going to guess that you get to sleep in your own bed tonight.
Heck yeah.
So talk to me about you and what you're doing at Rogers. Like, what's on your radar these days? What's taking your time? What's got your interest lately, engineering wise?
Engineering wise, right now we're pushing for a new build. Hopefully, we're gonna try to do some upgrades and likely try to improve things with our some new technology. And my side, I'm more of a television specialty, and we're always trying to find something that makes more efficient and easier to operate.
We were just talking earlier with Michael Peterson about looking at what the television industry is doing, and is there anything there that is we in radio can use? And sometimes we find things that are very useful on the radio side of things. So in the television world, are you involved in studios, transmitters, both?
A little bit of both, yeah. I do a lot of studio work with our production studio and live newscasts. We also run a 24-hour news channel out of Calgary, and then I also take care of transmitters, and I have some junior techs. I get to boss around and send them away and get them to work on projects for me.
Excuse me for not knowing, but in Canada here, are you guys doing ATSC1?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you have extra sub channels that you transmit as well?
No, we're not. It's not allowed with. Not just yet. I think you can without financial incentive, but nobody's doing it right now.
Gotcha. So you're basically focused on one channel per transmitter then?
Yes. Yeah.
There's been in the U.S. and I guess other places in the world this difficulty with C-band satellite and the 5G networks getting some of that bandwidth. I know radio stations have had to install filters. Talk to me about satellite distribution in Canada for television. How much of that's going on?
It's still used quite a bit. Most of it that we're using at Rogers is actually in Toronto, but we do have a small satellite farm here. We had to install band pass filters, and our sat farm is actually at a cell phone transmitter site.
Of course it is.
So we noticed the problem right away.
Yeah.
And we had stuff installed, or else it's interfering with what we need, our quality signal from. But a lot of the distribution is still coming through network and through internet sources now too. So
now tell me a little bit about Rogers Media. huge company. Seems like in the airport, I saw signs for Rogers with regard to telephones, right?
Oh yeah.
So this is a little bit different than what I'm used to in the U.S. In the U.S., T-Mobile doesn't own radio stations or TV stations. Neither does AT&T or Verizon. How does that hurt, or how does it help you as an engineer that you have so much, I guess, resources possibly available to you?
It's been very good. Like, we have a big network, not just of cellular, but like wireline systems across the country,
Right.
that we're able to use to our advantage to transport signals across the country and communicate. A lot of our current systems are hosted in Toronto, and everyone just clients in.
Yeah.
And so it saves costs on server farms and equipment, because we can have everything centrally located.
So when you do have a problem like with a fiber connection, you end up calling your own company, right?
Yes, that's true. But we have a whole department that takes care of the fiber, and they manage. If the route's down, they've already rerouted it, and so we have very, very, very little outage time.
Wow.
And they're monitoring it 24/7 for us.
Now, I know of another company, I believe it's Bell. Is that a competitor to Rogers?
Yes, Bell's they have the CTV and other channels, and they are a competitor, but I think our goals are very similar. We're trying to get industry move forward and getting the CRTC to hopefully help us instead of hinder us.
Okay, so a big company like Rogers that's into so many things that are media and telecom related, how would you describe Rogers as a company, their focus on media? In other words, what direction does Rogers like to go into with regard to television and radio? Can you give me a sense of that? Do they have a philosophy?
I'm on the engineering side. I'm not. I don't know what their editorial decisions would be.
Well, I was asking, how does it affect what you guys can do in engineering? Can you play with any new technology that comes along?
Yeah, they're always like, and I feel like they're always trying to find the next thing and trying to make it better. Again, not just for, say, Toronto or Vancouver, but all the stations across the country that we work on.
Okay. Well, you expect to be at Rogers for a while, then, I take it.
I've been here for a while already.
Hey, Randy, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you very much. Have a good show.
Yeah, thank you.
And hang out here. These guys at PTS, they're pretty good.
Yeah,
the
guys are
they're
great.
very busy.
Yes.
They were supposed to be my guests here. They're swamped. Wow.
I'm waiting to talk to them too. So.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that makes two of us. Thanks, Randy. All right, it's Kirk Harnack. We are live at Wabi in Calgary, Canada. And tell you what, we're going to take one more quick break, and we'll be right back as soon as we can. Hey, our show is also brought to you in part by Max Connect Wireless. And I want to remind you again about their wireless offerings. This is a 4G LTE hotspot or gateway, you might call it, where you get reliable 4G LTE data. And I say reliable because you're not on the same network channels as everybody else in the room, in the stadium, in the arena. These are channels that are set aside for high priority, like broadcasters. And Josh Bone at Max Connect Wireless has worked this out so that you as a broadcaster, can take advantage of this system and have reliable data almost anywhere. Let's hear from one of the very happy people using this, and that's John Takak.
With all of the recent cybersecurity attacks against large corporations, we were looking for a product that would give us the ultimate security at our transmitter sites and as well as with our broadcast equipment. Max Connect fits the bill very well. Its greatest security feature is the fact that it gives you a single static IP address. Using this single static IP address allows us to close hundreds of open ports on our firewalls across the company and restrict access to only the Max Connect IPs. This has greatly reduced our exposure to the World Wide Web and made us much more secure moving forward. It's also given us the ability to expand as needed in a secure fashion.
Thanks, Max Connect Wireless. And by the way, we're up here in Canada. They offer service here with some of the carriers here in Canada. In fact, Pippin Technical, PTS, our dealer up here in Canada for many products, including TELUS Alliance products. They're a dealer for Max Connect. So check them out at maxconnect.com. Hey, we're back at the Wabi Convention for 2025 in Calgary, Canada, and it's Kirk Harnack. Yeah, you know me. I'm here with Adam Robinson and with Grant Biebrick. Hello, Adam. How are you?
I'm great, Kirk. How you doing?
It's good to see you. You've been around the booth a lot, haven't you?
Yeah, it's, I've been around the horn a few times in the last few weeks since I started at Max Connect. So yeah, here at Calgary as well.
Well, you are with Max Connect, and you're out of the Toronto area, right?
Yeah, I'm based in Toronto. Obviously headquarters is in Alabama, but we work everywhere, remote working these days. And Max Connect is starting to make a presence in Canada as well as the U.S.
I remember when Josh Bone announced that Max Connect would now work in Canada, and I thought, well, this is really cool. And so you say now it's getting popular. People are discovering its utility. Tell you what, let's do. We're going to get to an interview with both of these gentlemen, but first, let's go ahead and take care of our commercial for Max Connect
Wireless. You put me on the spot. I haven't done a live spot in years. I don't even have copy in front of me. What am I, You don't need
copy. Max Connect Wireless, which is amazing because it gives you 4G LTE connectivity. I'm setting you up here. That is prioritized, and you get a fixed IP address, and that makes it useful for not only remote broadcast, but for remote sites that you can't easily get to.
You're doing my job.
Yeah. Why do people tell you they like Max Connect?
Well, the biggest example that I use, especially in the U.S., is the college, high school football games where there's 50,000 people in a stadium. Everybody's trying to use TikTok. Everybody's trying to use Instagram. They're streaming everything, and if you don't have a prioritized service like Max Connect, you're going to end up with no signal, and you're not going to be able to do your remote. So we have become the go-to for reliability for those kinds of events, simply because Darren Paley, everybody, simply because the signal is there and the service is there, and you're going to get it. The other thing that Max Connect is known for is being able to pull down LTE signals at remote sites.
Yeah.
So if you need monitoring at your transmitter site, someplace out in the mountains, maybe there's a tower that you can see, but you're not close enough to it to get a reliable signal, point a Yagi at it, pull it down through our system. And again, the prioritized access means you're not going to get throttled.
You point out something very important. There are plenty of hotspots on the market that don't have an antenna connection.
Yeah.
And the ones that are, you have a variety of them available from Max Connect Wireless that do have antennas, and some of them even have diversity antennas.
Yeah, absolutely. And, whether it's directional or omnidirectional, internal, external, we can do pretty much anything. Our most popular units are actually the ones that have got fixed antennas on them. They got an 8-hour battery backup in them, so you can take them anywhere you want when you're doing a remote. And then again, for the tower sites, we have different types of modems. Maybe you want more LAN, maybe you want more signal. We can do anything.
So in Canada, if you want to check out Max Connect remote access, or for doing live remotes, ball games, parades, whatever, where should people go to find out more?
Just go to maxconnect.com. The whole product line's there. You can email sales@maxconnect.com, and that'll get to me, and I'll respond at some point.
All right, cool. Grant, hi, good to see you.
Good to see you, Kirk.
You are with PTS.
I am.
And we're doing a paper together tomorrow.
We're doing technically two papers, or one really long paper that's got a pause in between. Yeah.
I haven't figured out if they've given us 45 minutes or 2 times 45 minutes, because I've seen both ways.
It's 2 times 45.
Really? Okay,
yeah.
Good. Okay. Whew, we'll have time for Cokes, coffee, or something in between.
Indeed. Yeah.
We'll talk about that paper in just a second. Why is Max Connect sharing space with you?
Yeah, they're joining us in the booth this year. Okay. One of the vendors that we represent, and happy to have a few more in the booth with us as well this year.
Yeah, to be truthful, the thing is, I absolutely love these guys. So, I'm so thrilled to be here in their backyard. They're our Western Canada distributor.
We've had you and your colleagues, Tyler Everett, for example, on the show before. PTS, Pippin Technical Service, PTS is a provider of both broadcast equipment and broadcast services in Canada. And what always amazes me is if there's a need out there for something new, you guys will either seek it out in the world, find it, and you'll make it available, or you'll just invent it and do it yourself. And you guys have some pretty cool audio over IP or networked products available, from as simple as an on-air light that just hooks to the network and it's powered over PoE, right?
Yep.
And you have some other things, like you have this range of XR1 computers.
Yeah, the XR1, it's a fanless host. We use it. We have them running Windows. We have them being streaming boxes. We have them running EAS alert systems now. We also use it to containerize some of the TELUS Alliance products, Altus and such.
Yeah.
And having those all on a platform that's fanless, totally quiet. You can have it in your studio and not going to make a noise.
Now you have an Altus console running at your booth right behind us here. Is that Altus running in your XR1 platform?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Yeah. I think we can run up to like 4
Yeah.
Altus consoles on the XR1. Or you can do 1-to-1. It's your choice, really.
Now, as someone who's done this before with the help of Telos Tech Support, installing a containerized system yourself and coming up with the 2 networks that typically need to be in that container platform, it's not child's play. And it's beyond my limited capabilities. I got the experts at Telos to do it, but you guys have a little different plan. I take it you'll provide pre-configured things like the Altus console to your customers.
Yeah, we can do it a few different ways. Either we can dial in and do it remotely when the unit's on site, or if you give us the IPs in advance, I sit at my desk, do the install type.
You do it, really?
Oh, yeah, yeah. We just mock up your network and build it out and have it shipped out to you ready to go.
Now, speaking of boxes that are ready to go, talk about this presentation we're doing on Wednesday here.
The presentation is really talking about software first radio deployments and systems, and as well as talking about some of the real world applications of actual builds and sites that are using those services and products today. Some of the unique cases that we've come across, people that are doing it slightly differently, a little more unique, and it's working for them and on the air actively today.
And it's a software first. What does that mean to you?
Oh, for us, it's the looking at the Telos virtualized products. A lot of them, we're the Telos dealer here in Canada, so we're doing a lot of the Axia, Zephyr Connect, just the different range of the different products and what people are using them for, how they're using them, and how it's kind of making radio happen in their market.
What's interesting about a software first approach is the hardware. You still have hardware boxes, but they can all be the same. They could all be XR1s or Dell servers or HP servers or Telos's AP3000. But what's running inside them is what does the function that you're looking for, even if it's multiple different things in one box.
Yeah, hardware agnostic and a license key that you can install on a different box tomorrow and have the exact same functionality.
Adam, I'd be remiss if I didn't at least mention a couple things that Max Connect is doing, like this multiple tuner.
The RMT 416 multi-tuner, yes.
Yeah.
Up to 16 channels of AM, FM, HD, and for our friends south of the border, weather tuning in one rack unit.
Oh
each one of the channels has a stream. Each one of the channels can send an IceCast stream out to any device that you want. Monitoring. There's Studio Hub analog outputs on each channel, as well as SNMP for monitoring and email alerts in the event that one of your signals goes down. So it's a one-stop shop for monitoring a bunch of stations. Whether you're using it as a confidence monitor or maybe you want to use it as a market monitor.
Yeah.
To see what the competition's up to. Then that's the way to go.
Gentlemen, we're out of time. Thank you so much. Adam Robinson with Max Connect, Grant Biebrick with PTS. It's Kirk Harnack live here at Wabi, and we'll be back right after this. I love to talk about Innovonics, and about once a month, once every 4 weeks, I get to do that. Now, usually it's just me spouting off on the benefits that Innovonics gear gives to me as a broadcaster and can give to you too. But look who I have here today. I've got Ben Barber with Innovonics, and Ben, it's good to see you.
It's great to be here.
I didn't
see you too.
I didn't know you were going to be here. That's awesome.
Everywhere. We're everywhere.
Did you flew up from California?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, so did I, from LAX to here.
Oh, okay. We flew from SFO. So
Okay.
yeah.
So people on the show know how much I love your gear. What's new? What's happening? What are people asking about these days at Innovonics?
We're really seeing a big focus on mod monitors right now, and HD mod monitors. We've got 551, 552. Both of them are one's a 1U box, one's a 3U box, and basically has eye candy or no eye candy. So if it's at a remote location, you just get the 1U box. If it's at a nice location where you want to look at it, you get the 3U box. But the web interfaces are 100% the same, and they tell you every bit of data you want to know about HD.
You know, with HD, and I do have a couple of stations of mine that are HD. What are some of the critical aspects about HD that engineers need to keep an eye on? Obviously, modulation, that's your exact level is you don't want to go over, that's for sure. Right. What else might be important?
Time alignment. Time alignment is the key to HD sounding and working well for the listener.
Yeah.
So if things are out of time this way or out of sync volume wise, then you've got issues. And our mod monitor will alert you if things get out of whack and send you an email, text message. They log it. They can send you that log every day, week, or month.
Oh, wow.
Or instantly when you get an alarm.
And this is for both of the models that you talked about?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. They're identical except for the eye candy on the front, basically.
Well, eye candy costs a couple dollars. So
it costs and it's actually more preferred. So
now, one thing that you guys do on your website is you allow people to self-demo some of your gear. And of course, your web designs are informative and beautiful. Can people demo these mod monitors?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah. You can log into our site, innovonicsbroadcast.com, and then go to the products and the web demo page, and you can look at any of our products that you want to. The only thing we ask, don't change the IP address or put in a password.
Yeah. That's so good.
But other than that, you can look at anything, play with anything, stream the audio back. See, that's one of the things too with our mod monitors is that you can connect with your phone from anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
You can look at all the data. You can click on a speaker button and actually listen to the audio. 10, 15 seconds buffered.
Yeah.
It's basically in real time.
I have done that numerous times at my own radio stations.
Fantastic.
And it's very helpful to see, hey, is my STL okay? Is it cutting out? Is what the manager complained about, is that true or not true?
Yes. Yeah. And you've got logging on all the audio aspects, on all the RF aspects. The delay is logged. You can log it up to 24 hours. So if you have an issue, you can go back and look at it. What was my signal strength? What was my CDNO? What was happening during that time?
And if you think about it, you can also monitor your competition.
You can. You can.
Ben Barber with Innovonics, and of course you can get Innovonics products at great prices with assured delivery from our friends at Broadcasters General Store. Their website is bgs.cc. That's bgs.cc. And like I always say, they have sharp pencils over there at Broadcast General Store. I get all my gear there. I hope you can too. Broadcast General Store and Innovonics, a great combination. Thank you, Ben.
All right. Thank you.
Hey, welcome back to This Week in Radio Tech. Kirk Harnack here, live in Calgary. I keep saying live. Okay, we went back and recorded this little segment because Phoenix Mantle came by our TWiRT booth here, and Phoenix said, hey, what are you guys doing? And I said, well, we're doing a podcast here. I said, Phoenix, would you maybe like to be a guest? And Phoenix said,
sure, yeah.
Good deal. So, Phoenix, what are you doing? You're in the broadcasting business.
Yeah. I'm up right now. I'm a student up at SAIT as a part of the radio, television, broadcast news program, specifically the TV production segment of that. So I've got some experience doing multi-camera studio work as well as field productions with like cameras and editing, post-production, the pre-production paperwork, a little bit of everything.
Do you have a studio in-house where you have a floor director, that kind of thing?
Yeah, up at SAIT we have like it's a 2-year program and we have studios for the first and second year, so it's 2 separate rooms, and we'll make like a series of shows that are all like the same concept, and we'll all like take turns being like the director, producer, switcher board, floor director, hosting it, all kinds of stuff. So we're kind of getting a little bit of all of the different roles in the studio.
So what kind of job, career do you hope to be able to move right into when you graduate from SAIT, right? SAIT?
Yes.
Okay.
Personally, I want to try to get into more of the like narrative TV work with sort of the like long show series,
long form, or
long form type thing, almost like more like the film TV side of things, sort of like the stuff that'll have a story that's stretching over a season type of thing. That I'm a sucker for a good story with good characters, so I want to kind of try to do that sort of thing.
So that would be a scripted production.
Yeah, scripted productions. Yeah, that type of thing.
That's got to be way different than like live TV news coverage.
Yeah, definitely. I haven't done a whole lot of news work, but the one big difference is that when we're in the TV studio, we're doing it live to tape. So we're whatever's set on camera is what's set on camera. It's not scripted most of the time.
Yeah.
Sorry. And we'll just record it. And then if like a studio was going to broadcast it later, they could. But most of the time, it's whatever set on camera is set on camera. That's recorded. And then there's no post-production to it. Whereas the more scripted stuff, that's a lot of those kind of things where it's like you're writing an entire script and then you're casting very specifically and shooting outside of a studio and then editing it all together, making sure like if it was going to air on TV, you have it timed out to work with commercials and your like episode time slot type thing.
So you've mentioned cameras and camera work a lot, and I'm curious, do you have yourself any interest in the audio aspect of filming this kind of production?
Well, it's definitely something I need to look into to try to figure out, because one of the things in this program is we all have our own projects that we're working on. So currently we have these 5-minute short films that we wrote last semester that we're going to be producing this semester. So there's going to be an element of doing the audio editing work on that post-production. So it's like in some situations you may have to put like sound effects in that you didn't get in on site production wise. So that's the one nice thing with this program that I really appreciate. You're doing a little bit of everything. So you have like the video editing, and then there's the other, when you're on production, you're working as a crew for all of your different crewmates. So I'm in a group with 4 other people for this short film. And while I'm directing mine, I'm the camera for someone else's. I'm doing audio for another person in the group. And then I'm doing the lights for the last person. And then they're all doing the same thing for me. So it's like we have 4 productions going on and we're doing each of the roles. So we get a chance to get a feel for each of the different roles in the production type thing.
Yeah.
And then after the fact, we're editing our own film. So we're going to be sitting there and we're going to be doing the video editing, cutting it all together we want. And then we're going to color grade it and get the audio sounding the way we want it. So you're kind of doing a little of everything in it.
It sounds like a really worthwhile program. And I wish, when do you graduate?
I'll be graduating in April, I believe, is when the last semester ends. So yeah, it's a 2-year program. I've gone through my first year. I'm in second year right now, and I'll be done at the end of the winter semester in April. Yeah.
Well, best of luck to you, and hope you get a job doing exactly what you want. And you know what? If you don't, you'll eventually get there.
Hopefully, yeah.
Change. Not that you'll change careers, but man, I've worked so many different places in TV and radio. And now I'm doing what I love too, explaining technology to people. So you end up getting to do what you strive for. So awesome. Good to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Thank you.
Take care. That's Phoenix Mantle. And Phoenix is going to SAIT.
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 Southern Alberta Institute of Technology.
There you go. Southern Alberta Institute of Technology. We'll have a link to it in the show notes. I'm Kirk Harnack on This Week in Radio Tech. All right. It's been This Week in Radio Tech from WABE, WABI, the convention held this year in Calgary, Canada. And tip of the week. Okay, I've got a little tip of the week for you. Go to shows. Go to these conventions. There usually are presentations or papers, and there's usually something that you're interested in. Maybe it's something you've heard of. Maybe it's something you've actually seen before, or you think you know all about. You always end up learning something new. And that's a great reason to go. It's also great to, network with other engineers, find out what they're doing, and find out what these innovative manufacturers, what they're doing. What's the next technology that they want to bring out that they would like you to adopt that hopefully will make your job easier. So whether it's WABI or CCBE here in Canada, or any of your regional shows that any of the state broadcasters put on in the United States, or NAB, of course, in the spring, or NAB in the fall in New York. There's so many shows that are available to you. There's got to be one within driving distance, or maybe a cheap flight if you plan it ahead. But my advice, go to these shows, network with people, build your career on this kind of networking, and you'll be really glad you did. I'm very fortunate. I get to go to almost as many shows as I can, thanks to Telos Alliance, so I really appreciate them. But it gives a great chance to network and learn new things that I put to use for my radio stations. All right, we got to go. I want to give a big thanks to Suncast. He had to work extra overtime to put this show together. It's tough to put a show on the road together, and so big thanks to Suncast for helping make that happen. We'll see you next week on This Week in Radio Tech.